Yes, yes, yes. Welcome back to Crazy Ball TV. Thank you so much for joining me and my main man, K Mac. We are in the building. We're not going to waste you guys' time today. I know some of you guys are frustrated and happy at the same time. Your emotions are all over the place. You don't know what to think, how to think. But, we would talk about it. K Mac is a very busy man. So we have him for a few minutes. So we jump into the main, the main course. Why waste our time? I know you got a lot to say about what just happened. So I'm just gonna give you the floor and have you have your say on whatever you just saw. Yeah, but people, please share, subscribe, like. Our goal is to get to 280. We are very close. So please get us there. And if you haven't, go to K-Mac's channel and please go subscribe and like his contents too, because the man do a lot of work out there. So thank you for joining us. Please.
Big up.
Big up yourselves. Yeah, let's go.
Look, 83 minutes and you make a substitution. like, what on earth are you watching in that game that makes you think, oh, yeah, we're going to score. We're going to score.
The man had already given up.
Mate.
He has given up. That's why he threw up all those players. Those players usually will not get any playing time. Right? Tony, everybody's been saying put Tony in the game. Yeah. Tony's the one who gave the assist for the second goal.
Yeah. Think about it as well is yeah. we scored the goal, which was just unbelievable, by the way. Like, just
that's
like the Gareth Bale goal against us in the Champions League. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. Like, it's just not coming from anywhere, but he does that. And it's an Ivan Toney flick on, by the way, just in case people didn't know. So Southgate's obviously going to get the credit for bringing him on.
Of course. Everybody's been saying put the man in the game, start the man, give him some time. It changes. It makes England unpredictable because a lot of Europe have not experienced who Tony is. Or even Watkins.
I thought he did more in the game than Harry Kane did. I know Harry Kane scored a header, but Ivan Toney gave us something up front. He won free kicks and he got flick-ons. And
it's physical. If you're gonna play they're gonna play that kind of defense.
Yeah,
you put that kind of. But anyway, we got Honesty's in the building. We're gonna talk about all the transfers today. So big up yourself. Neil is in the house. Thank you. He said he's gonna say something about the English fans won't like it, but Musiala. Bro,
don't disagree.
I don't think you'll get too many people to disagree with you, man.
I'm not disagreeing with me on that one.
Yeah, man. Spain is out here giving a thumper on Georgia. Georgia did well. They qualified to the knockout stage for the first time in their country history, I believe. So big up to them. But yeah, this is where they last. But Germany versus Spain is gonna be a firecracker.
Spain are playing like we should play with the players we've got.
I mean, this is the thing.
It's just simple. It's just simple. Like,
this is the thing, right?
They've got their tails up. They've got a plan. Yeah. They all know where they're supposed to be. Yeah. They're being told, you go and do that. Don't worry about behind you because we've got that covered.
Exactly.
But at the moment, we've got nothing covered. Like, the guys won't even run behind because they're so scared that their midfield isn't going to be able to cover them, or their left back and right backs aren't going to be able to cover them. Nobody trusts each other in our team, and it's so obvious now. There's no trust. It's really weird.
See, this is the thing, Kevin. I've always said this. I don't want to sound hypocritical. When it comes to tournament football, it's just find a solution that works and stick to it. Yeah. If I ask you when was the last time you saw Italy play a very good tournament, you won't remember. But they find themselves in the in the semifinals and in the finals time and time again, right? That Spain team that dominated, 85% of those players came from Madrid and Barcelona. So that means those players can play that tiki-taka style of football, that whatever style that they thought that it was apparent at that time, can do that. Germany, for a long time, Bayern Munich had the dominance on the league, so they had close to 75% of their players was in the national team. So guess what? They could play identical football the same way. England, you don't have that. You have only 3 players who play who are from City. You can't let Foden be the focal point. You can't try to get Foden to play like the way he plays City because it's not going to work.
No.
Bellingham is the only guy from Madrid. So you can't change the whole England system into the way Madrid plays so that Bellingham can shine. The guy has been atrocious all tournament.
Okay. I have to rebuttal you on this one. Okay. And the reason why I rebuttal you on this one is let me just name the squad. Okay. Let me just name the players and tell me that they can't play tiki-taka football because they're all managed by tiki-taka managers. All of them.
Okay.
So let me just name the players.
Yeah.
Walker, tiki-taka. Stones, tiki-taka. Gahey, no. Okay. Gahey, no. Trippier,
no.
He's played tiki-taka.
When he won in Spain, but they were very defensive. Remember, they were very defensive.
And Pochettino. Okay, maybe not him.
Yeah.
Then you've got Bellingham, yes, tiki-taka. Then you've got Rice, tiki-taka. Yeah. Then you've got the other midfielder, whoever that is, by the way.
Yeah.
If that's Trent, tiki-taka.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, you can if you want. You haven't got other options really though. But if you bring Foden into there, which you should, there's 3 tiki-taka midfielders all in the space around each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you've got, if you go to the far side, then you could put Cole Palmer there, tiki-taka. He learnt his trade off Pep. And then you've got the likes of Kane. Kane can play like that.
Yeah.
Kane can play like that, no problem. Or you've got the likes of not Tony, the other guy.
Watkins.
Watkins. He's been playing
maybe.
Yeah, he's been playing under a tiki-taka manager anyway.
Yeah.
In the likes of Emery. So
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, yes, essentially, and Saka, sorry. Forgot to mention Saka. Tiki-taka. You've got a lot of players that can all play passing football and can all play possession-based football. But for some reason, we just don't do any of it.
The thing is, the manager, I don't want the manager to go scot-free because I think he's not as good as, or he's not doing well. Let's just say that, right? He's not doing well. I don't think he knows how to use these players. And the problem is, he can't make up his own mind. He's trying to follow what the fans are saying, what the media is saying, and what FA is telling him, instead of him coming up with a solution with those players. Now, the players that you mentioned, yes, they all can do that tiki-taka, but they play in a different variation. So the best thing for you to do is basically play in a style where you don't overexert yourself, you don't leave yourself open. You play what we call it. You can play a control-based football without passing the ball too much.
You play to the players' strengths, and they're all strong possession-based players. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. I mean, I know you can sit here and go, okay, yeah, Mark Gahey and Eze and maybe they're not, but under Glasner they are. Like, it's possession-based football under Glasner, so they've started to get that into their game. Look at the end of the day, that game was like Iceland 2.0. It was like Iceland. It was like watching Iceland that we just got beat by, and it was like watching Iceland that we got beat by way before that. It was exactly the same.
Yeah.
And it was just dreadful football all over the pitch.
Yeah.
Like, how on earth they didn't score in an open goal because we literally passed the ball? How on earth did we pass the ball to their player from our free kick? Literally our free kick. We kicked the ball to their player and we didn't have a goalkeeper. because the goalkeeper was
But
out with the person who was taking the free kick.
Yeah. And see, and this is the thing. That's the part where I'm looking at it. I said, okay, the manager.
He had the worst game I've ever seen him play, and I've seen him play bad. But
the manager has not come up with a proper system for the players, and the players are playing like they never played professional football before.
They're looking at each other. They don't trust each other anymore.
Bro, if at this level, at this stage, if you can put your petty stuff aside, and then you know what the problem is? There's no leader in the team.
No,
you don't have a leader. And Kane, yes, Kane is he's a leader when he's. He is not a leader.
Do you want to know something I noticed about Kane? Okay, and you can watch this back. It's actually after the game finished.
Yeah.
When the game finished and everyone was walking around shaking hands, Kane was trying to get the team to go and thank the fans, and nobody was listening to him.
See,
nobody was listening to him. Literally, he was walking around and he was doing this. You know, when they do that,
right?
And they're like trying to get everybody together, and they were all just like that. You can see them going.
Everybody's walking around, yeah.
And you know who got them together? Jude Bellingham.
21-year-old.
A 21-year-old kid got them together and started going like that. Started tapping them on the back and stuff and moving them into position. And I'm like, your captain's there.
Why was Kyle Walker doing?
If he's not there, then Kyle Walker should.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. What's Kyle Walker doing? Probably after you shake everybody's. That's the thing. England, everybody in the England's team feels like they are superstars. This is the same problem that affected Gerrard's and those Cole. You see what I mean? 100%. Everybody thinks they're superstars, like, so you can't talk to them.
You know what it feels like? It feels like Capello's team.
Yep.
Feels like Capello's team. It feels like they don't like being where they are. They don't like it. They're not comfortable. You know, there's a lot that's like to not like about England right now.
Yeah.
And to come away and for them to stand there and go, me when you scored. Like, bro, I'm sorry, mate, but you've had a shit tournament. Like, you may well have scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
But you have been a shit player.
This is the first game they scored 2 goals, and they have never scored 2 goals in a full 90 minutes.
Harry Kane scored 2 goals as well. How has Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham scored 2 goals each? Like, it's beyond me, because they have been terrible. Like, really, really bad. I'm talking like Nunes and Diaz when they were stinky bad. Honestly, in fact, no, they'd be better.
Yeah,
at least they try.
Yeah, what's the name? Honestly, he's asking is it arrogance? It is.
I have no idea. I mean, is it arrogant from the manager? Like
not
he had to make the substitute with Trippier because he got injured. But then what did he do? He took his guy, who was his main man on the right hand side, who he actually had an interview with, by the way, and they got asked, "Would you play left back?" And he laughed about it and went, "That's never going to happen."
Joe Gomez should have been playing. Him
and Saka both laughed about being asked about whether Saka would play left
back. Didn't Saka play left back?
I guess you played left back.
Saka played left back, and when Saka. You know, I was watching Cam Cultures. Big up, shout out to Cam. And he was like, it's funny how when Ian Wright said it, Arsenal fans wanted to cancel him. But when you put Saka on the left back and put Foden on the right side, the team became a little bit more balanced. And it wasn't just between them two alone. It's because he brought in what's his name? Tony. When he brought in Tony, the defense realized that, oh my God, now we got somebody who's actually standing there, right? It's not Kane who's running around trying to do what Bobby Firmino used to do. No, this time he has somebody who's standing there, who's strong, who could actually move his elbows. Yeah. That became a problem for them.
We had 2 forwards.
Exactly. You see what I mean? So
you haven't got one striker on 3 defenders, because that's what's been happening. Like every time we cross the ball in, it was Kane with 3 players.
Yeah.
Like what are you supposed to do? Like, seriously, what are you supposed to do? Like,
and those guys came in not to lose. So that tactics was not gonna. That's why with me, I give 50% blame goes to the manager, 50 goes to the players. The players, just like Honesty is asking here, arrogant. That there is some arrogance in the English team.
I think 80% is going to the players now.
You know what I mean?
Because that's just unacceptable. I don't care whether your manager's crap or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like play football. Like, just play football. Like, play to your strengths. Like, you're really good at passing the ball to each other. Like, that's what you do really well, and you're good at possession based, and you're all good at pressing. Like, you're all good at doing that. Like, just play to your strengths, and they are just really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really bad. Like, stop giving the ball to Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Just stop giving the ball to that guy, because he just makes everything slow, and everyone gets back into position, and then you're like, okay, great. Now they've got two banks again. Yeah, well done, Rice. Like, and Jude, stay in midfield. Like, you don't need to be running up front.
Well, because you're trying to play,
not getting the ball.
You're trying to play Jude as a, what do you call it, as a number 10, and he's not a natural number 10.
I don't know what they're trying to play him as. No idea.
Yeah, big up to Alexander. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. Your YouTube name. Uncle Albert is going to join us a little bit. But yeah, I mean, the English team, the players need to look at themselves. They are trash. They're playing like trash. And they can't. Thank you. Your YouTube name. Uncle Albert. Uncle Albert. A little bit. But yeah. So they are trash. They're playing like trash. Oh my God. You need to mute your thing. Thank you. Mute it until don't unmute it until you finish muting your side, your back one, Uncle Robert. Yeah, big up to man like that, man. Good to see you, my friend. Big up. Honest is asking a question. He said,
"Can you hear me now?"
Yeah, well, now we hear you.
Sorry.
Yeah, question: have you guys seen Gomez after the game? You can read his face. He don't care, and I understand him. He had a big. No, the thing is, this is a listing, right? The English players, I think at about 75th minute, they all gave up. All of them gave up. Jude Bellingham goal came from nowhere. So when that goal, they all gave up.
They gave up after Rice hit the post and Kane missed an open goal.
Exactly. Kane
missed two really, really big chances.
They all had given up. Yeah, they all have given up. Big up to Colin Dykes. Thank you so much. People, please go on K-Max channel. Subscribe if you haven't. Please subscribe to ours. We're trying to get to 280, please. We are very close. We are very close. So get us to 280 and get us to 21 likes minimum today. Thank you so very much, guys. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. K-Mac, I know you got to go, but we need to talk about this before you leave. I know what's the name. Honesty brought it up. He said Liverpool retained an interest in Anthony Gordon and believe he's a very talented player. The player was very open to the situation. Okay. This thing came from nowhere. Honestly, if that's who the manager wants and that's what they feel, get it. But if you ask me to, I don't think Anthony Gordon is. I know Uncle Albert on X, he's been praising it. The only reason why Uncle Albert has been praising it because he wants Diaz to leave. But what I'm going to say is, personally, I don't think, and if I'm wrong, I hope I will be wrong if he does come to Liverpool. But I don't think Gordon is that dude. If Liverpool is trying to go to that level, Gordon is not that dude. Right? I mean, somebody just mentioned.
Yeah. Let me talk about Gordon before I
go ahead, please.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got more yellow cards than goals for Everton for diving. By the way, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. We're not getting a Claire Boulding lookalike to play up front for us.
And that's the thing. Though.
The guy's trash. Sorry. The thing about it as well is. Yeah. I didn't even know he was a Liverpool fan. Like, he came across like a real scumbag.
No, he's from the academy.
Everton, he came across like a Man United fan.
He's from a Liverpool academy. He's from a Liverpool academy, and he went to Everton. Big up to Rajdi 27 for being in the building. What I'm going to say is the style that he plays.
They won't crucify Walker. Walker walks on water, even though he's a cheating scumbag. Like the guy's like scum of the scum, and he's doing like TV interviews and everything still. Like he's some kind of role model.
Yeah.
Honestly, like.
But okay, Mark, what do you think about this? Then Corbett, please join in. What do you think about this Gordon situation?
Like the thing about what I don't understand with Newcastle is like they were crap last year. They finished 8th. Like they didn't even qualify for Europe.
Yeah.
And they're asking for £100 million for all their players. Like what planet are they living on? Like your players own in Europe, which means they're obviously not that good. Yeah. So you can't command ridiculous money for them because they're not worth it. So the value goes from 100 million to 60 to 70 million for all of these players. Whether it's Isaac, whether it's Bruno, whether it's Anthony Gordon, it just does. I'm sorry. You can't ask for 100 million for Anthony Gordon. You paid 60 for him, and you didn't get any better in the league. Like now you're out of Europe with him. So how does that? That doesn't compute. Like we can ask for more money for our players because everyone's like talking about how can we ask for this much? Because we're in the Champions League, and because we won a trophy, and because these players contributed towards it. So we can ask for more money for Keller, and we can ask for more money for our players, and that's just a fact. That's how it works. Like, but 60 million, yeah, I probably would take Gordon for 60 million. He's 23. He's had one good season, by the way. And his season wasn't that much better than Diaz's, by the way. But
he's younger.
He's not a bad player. Like he's got a lot of pace. He's quite direct.
He is not the player that I think we need.
He's not the player we need.
Exactly. We need somebody like Nico Williams who is straight down your throat. None of this cut back trying to shoot with your left foot instead of crossing it in for people to score. I'm tired of the Salah, of the Mane, of the Robin, and the Ribéry, and the Messis, and even Ronaldo, Cristiano, that is. Those type of football, I'm tired of these wingers being the goal scorers. We need wingers who put ball in the attack so that the attackers can score the goal.
So I went on Coppish, by the way, and I probably got clipped up on this, but we're signing Rodrigo from Real Madrid.
Rodrigo?
We're signing Rodrigo from Real Madrid. We're signing him. That's our guy. That's our marquee signing.
Uncle Albert, now that we torture your name, yes.
You said you don't want somebody who scores goals. Do you know that Nico Williams just scored a goal today?
You didn't hear what I said. I said I'm tired of the wingers who is what they call them, attackers, wingers, or winger attackers, the Salahs, the Manes, you know, those old Messi's, Robbie, those type of wingers. I'm tired of them. I want somebody like Nico. Nico is straight down the throat.
Okay, you are doing Ghana prop now, but let me just come at you this way.
Yeah.
Listen, Anthony Gordon is a pretty damn good special player.
Okay, he got talent.
You may not like the way he looks. You may not like the way he acts. But he is look. He scored 11 goals and 10 assists in 35 appearances for Newcastle. That shit team, right?
They were in Champions League.
But you know the most important thing? That boy scored a goal against each of the big 6 teams last season. Okay, yeah. So he's not afraid of the big occasion. The most painful part of it for me is that the boy was in our academy and we said he wasn't good enough, so he went to Everton for free. Newcastle bought him for 45 million, okay? And we have an opportunity to get him back. I don't even know what the conversation is. Look, there's one thing, Kwesi, you need to know. Your boy Luis Diaz is going to leave. The only reason why he hasn't left is that they don't have a buyer for him. But clearly, even their pursuit of Anthony Gordon should tell you that somebody doesn't want Luis Diaz there. And maybe most of them have seen what we have seen. Luis Diaz is pretty damn useless, right? He is so fucking useless, it's not even funny,
How's he
running a
useless?
fucking cul-de-sac and reminding me of where I used to live when I was a kid.
I want to know
That's the
why you
fucking
said,
cul-de-sac.
why is he useless? No. First of
Because
all,
he runs
no,
around in
wait, Uncle. We can't go double talk. Why is he useless? What were you expecting from Luis Diaz when he came to Liverpool?
What I was expecting was not him behaving like a trapeze artist.
No. You can't. No. You can't. How's he acting like a trapeze dad? No, we can't insult the person.
He runs around in circles. He either gets dispossessed or he doesn't use the ball properly, misses chances, makes all kinds of terrible decisions.
So is Gordon. What are you talking about? That's what I'm talking about. The only thing, real quick, Uncle. Real quick. No, listen, real quick. Let me make this real quick. All I'm saying is the only thing that Gordon has over Diaz right now is his ceiling is high because of his age. Other than that, you getting another Diaz. You just get another English version.
It's not an only thing. High ceiling and age is not the only. It's not an only thing. In fact, it's a very important metric. I gave you one very important metric for me. Okay. He has scored a goal against each of the big 6 teams, so he knows how to put the ball in the net. And if he has better players around him, he will do better. He scored those goals for shit Newcastle. You said Newcastle was shit, right? Luis Diaz gets a chance that Salah gives him against Man City. What does he do with it? Luis Diaz has a chance to put the ball in an empty net 5 seconds before the end of our match against Man United. What does he do with it? If you had that chance, wouldn't you have put it in the net? Me, at 55 years old, I would have scored that goal. I've had enough of Luis Diaz behaving like he plays football for Cirque du Soleil Football Club. I'm really tired of him. I know we're not going to agree on this.
Personally, I think
I know we're not going to agree. So I agree that we're not going to agree.
No, that one, yeah. But what I wanted to say
for free, and you're a very smart man, so you know that the only reason why Luis Diaz is not leaving Liverpool Football Club yet is because they don't have a buyer for him. Otherwise, why would they be twerking for Gordon? Why?
Maybe Salah is leaving.
We don't have a buyer, and I said this a long time ago, by the way, and people still pick me up on it. Luis Diaz asked to leave last year.
That one, remember we had that conversation.
He asked to leave.
We had that conversation. Year. I don't believe it. Whoever said that thing on that thing was making it up. Okay. This is my. I will let you finish real quick, right?
It's a
relevance. I understand, but real quick, right?
Albert's right though. We couldn't get rid of him last year. We tried to sell him last year.
He just got back from an injury. Nobody was going to take a chance on somebody who just came back from a knee injury.
Nottingham Forest were going to take him on loan.
Nobody's going to take him. He just got back from a knee injury. Klopp would have never sold him.
Kwesi, let's have a gentlemanly wager.
Yeah.
$1 each. Luis Diaz is going to leave Newcastle. If by tomorrow morning...
Wait, when did Luis Diaz went to Newcastle? Big up to John, man. John Thomas, big up yourself.
If by tomorrow morning...
Yeah.
Chairman, if by tomorrow morning, as I suspect, Liverpool have signed Anthony Gordon, Luis Diaz will leave.
How do you know it's not Salah?
Which side of the pitch does Anthony Gordon play on?
He plays both sides. He's mostly dominant on the left side. Yeah, he's mostly dominant on the left side. But big up to Ganga Deep. He said Gordon needs space behind, let him come up against low blocks and see if he can break it down. That's the problem. We have never seen him breaking down low block teams.
But you have never seen with all respect to you and Gags, you have never seen every Newcastle game. So you don't know how many low blocks.
They have about 2 chances.
Every Newcastle game, I'll eat my shots. You, Kwesi, watching every Newcastle game. Give me a fucking break, will you?
It's literally scraps. It's literally scraps.
You're the one who's promoting him. You say he plays the big games. The big games. I'm looking at what he does at the big games.
I am looking for the person.
Didn't Bradley lock him down?
I am looking for.
Didn't Bradley lock him down?
Listen. Every footballer will have a bad game every now and then. Even our big bad veg.
Yeah.
Played an last game against Austria, he virtually gave away 2 goals. But
that wasn't his fault. Why everybody blaming him like?
I'm saying that's not Veg.
Yeah,
Veg
he
is
didn't
not
play well. You're right.
Veg is not one to be caught a yard inside his box, keeping somebody on side. Happens. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm saying that, Kwesi, mark it anywhere.
Okay.
Anywhere. If Anthony Gordon comes to Liverpool, you yourself will give me my bag of bricks.
No, I'll have a show. You will run the whole show by yourself.
I tell you what, I have a problem. You know what? I may be prejudiced against Diaz.
You are.
I accept it.
Okay.
Yes.
Now that we understand
Let me tell you how I write off people.
Okay.
I can tolerate you and tolerate you and tolerate you. And then the straw that breaks my back is when you do something that is the most minimal of all the silly things you've done. I wrote off Luis Diaz when he missed that chance against Manchester United. And if you're a Liverpool supporter, the most important match to you in your life is when we play Manchester United. In your lifetime, you will never see Liverpool beat Manchester United 7-0. So enjoy that moment. Always watch it before you go to sleep. In your lifetime, you will never see another Liverpool player go to Old Trafford and score a hat-trick like Salah did. So enjoy it. You will never see Liverpool go to Old Trafford and score 5 goals and then even play like they didn't want to score again to embarrass Manchester United players. So enjoy that moment. So when you miss a chance from 5 yards out to win us the game, when there was no goalkeeper in the pole, that's when I write you off. I'm not even doing the Man City one. The Man City one, I'm not even doing that yet. Right? I've written off Luis Diaz. And you know, he keeps doing it for Colombia, running up. You've been watching the matches.
He's scored goals.
Sorry, he scored a penalty. He scored a penalty. I have, even though I'm in Ghana, I have
Salah missed a penalty for us to go to Champions League.
Oh, Kwesi, let's not talk about Salah when we are talking about other players. Salah has scored 246 goals for Liverpool. Don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, K-Mac, you wanted to say something before you go. I'm left here with this guy. Say what you want.
I wish I could stay. I wish I could tune in, actually. I think tuning in is probably
Where are you going? Are you spinning today?
I've just got to go and help the wife or something.
Okay.
So to the Diaz thing, I want Diaz gone, by the way. I want Diaz gone, and mainly the reason why is he's only had one good season, and it was before we signed him. And he's never been a guy that creates anything for anyone, and that's a big problem, because I understand sometimes you can't score, but if you can't create and you're in the position where you should be creating, then do that. I mean, at least Nunes done that. Like, Nunes was stinky for a long time up front, but he provided loads of assists. So he's providing in the game. But if you're not scoring and you're not assisting, then what are you doing? Oh, that's what you're doing. You're fouling players, because he's really good at fouling players. Like, he fouled more players than any other Liverpool player last season. 56 fouls. That's a really good record to have. That's more than Virgil van Dijk and Canate, and they're defenders. Anyway, I mean, Anthony Gordon would be a good replacement,
but they want Kwanzaa. That's why the deal fell through.
Well, what I've heard is we've offered Queven Keller and 50 million, and that's it.
I think that's the rebuttal. Because they have a goalkeeper. Remember, they just got a goalkeeper.
Take it or leave it.
I mean, honestly, if that's like I said, if that's what the manager wants, then that's what the manager gets. But personally,
they haven't signed the England under-21 guy from Burnley yet. They haven't signed him because they haven't got any money. Like, and you see and you see Newcastle like being linked with £100 million players. What? You haven't got a penny.
No, Newcastle is trying to sell their players, because today is at midnight. In a couple hours, is the cutoff time for them to clean up their books. So Chelsea.
Albert is right. Don't be surprised if Andy Gordon pops up as being.
Kwanzaa is going. Kwanzaa is not going anywhere.
Kwanzaa's not going.
It's going anywhere. That's why the business fell through. Right now, Liverpool, if we want him, we will get him. But the way they wanted to structure it, It's okay.
They wanted
Kwanzaa.
They wanted 75 million and Kwanzaa.
Yeah, that was not going to happen.
What?
Yeah, they were tripping.
Like,
that was not going to happen.
What planet are you on? Like 33 million for Minter is a ridiculous amount of money.
How did they pull that through? I'm surprised.
I mean, Brighton have got loads of money. Like they're like 280 odd million in.
Yeah, they got Casado money and they got
they've got money to burn. But
they got money to burn.
I think K-Mac, even though I agree with you, I think Minter has a very high ceiling. He's a very good player.
But 33 billion is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but he's a good player. You know these people. Look, the smartest group of the shrewdest owners in the league are Brighton, right?
Yeah.
They know exactly what they're going to do with him. Watch them sell him for 3 times the price in some years to come.
To Chelsea.
He's a very good guy, exactly. You know how it is. They're going to sell him to Chelsea.
Chelsea is also in trouble. They need to clean up their books. There's like 3. Everything needs to clean up their books. There's 4 teams that needs to clean up their books.
Aston Villa, Nottingham.
I gotta go, guys.
Big up to yourself, K-Mac. People, go to K-Mac's channel, like I said, and go subscribe, man. Thank you so much for coming through. Big up yourself.
Aston Villa, Nottingham. I think Newcastle, even Manchester United are in a bit of trouble. They need to sell. Otherwise, they can't buy, and nobody wants to buy Manchester United players. So you know how it is.
Now, Philip, big up yourself, Philip. He's a big time Newcastle fan. Now, Philip, let me ask you a question. Do you rather lose Gordon or do you rather lose Isak? Because
they'll give you Gordon. They'll give you Gordon. Yes, they'll give you Gordon for free.
For me, I even posted it. I said, if Newcastle got to sell some of their best players, then let's go for Isak. Because I know Chelsea is trying to find a way to make that happen. I don't think it's going to happen. But one thing that Liverpool cannot do is have Isak go to Arsenal.
Have what?
Isak goes to Arsenal. We can't afford to let...
What are you afraid? What are you afraid of? You can't buy every player.
No, but I want Isak. We need somebody because Jota injury.
If you had Isak, you would have won the title.
Exactly. And I don't know why Klopp did not choose that one, but what's the name?
You know Klopp's talent ID.
Yeah.
It's just like mine.
Gags is saying that will you guys take Crava? Apparently he's not going to cost that much. That's okay. Real quick on that. I would take him rather than I would take Gordon. The problem with him is, and any player that usually plays well in Napoli, they keep signing new contracts, and their owner is impossible to deal with when he has the upper hand, right? With Osimhen, he doesn't have the upper hand on Osimhen. That's why that one, they want him to go. Osimhen is going to leave. But when it comes to Crava, apparently Conte also came up and said, we are not selling that guy, and he, already told the owners that this is who I want. And to me, that's Conte looking for an excuse to bail out, that's what he does all the time, right? But I would take him. The guy is special. He's really, 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 really good. He's one of those wingers that he does not score a lot of goals, but he creates a lot of problems. And that is something that Liverpool wanted Diaz to do. And for some people, he doesn't do that often. I would take Crava.
Kwesi, do you remember before the Paris final? Remember before the Paris final? Remember what we said Diaz was going to do to Carvajal?
He didn't do anything.
What happened?
He didn't do anything.
He does fuck all.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. That game, he should have taken it. That's what he should have. He should have told people he has arrived.
For me, you've nailed out. You've already nailed out the problem with doing Kvaratskhelia. I think if I want to rank the current prospects on the left wing, basically the right wing, left wing inverted footballers, I will rank Nico Williams as 1. I will rank Kvaradona as 2. I think Anthony Gordon will be in the top 5 simply because I can't think of. There may be some who may be better than him, but I think what I like about Nico is that he's available to get. He's a Liverpool supporter. But what I like about him is that the boy has no fear of the big occasion.
That's what I'm saying.
He is a direct guy. He doesn't behave like Kvaradona, who I said Kvaradona, sorry, like what's his name? Like Diaz, who plays monopoly with the football, passes Palmer and goes through Kensington before he gets to Leighton. He doesn't do that. You know, when you get the ball, go forward.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see.
And that's why I don't think Gordon has. Gordon reminds me of Salah.
Gordon goes forward.
No, they bring it. They always want to bring it back to their feet so they can shoot.
Go back and watch the goal he scored against us. He goes forward, bro.
No, I mean he is a direct. Yeah, he likes confrontation.
I like you see, and he gets under the skin of defenders. You know, for me, when I look at these players and I look at them, I just imagine them playing with better players. So I'm imagining Gordon playing with Salah, getting those assists that Salah puts through. Do you know how many? You know how many big chances Salah created last season? Do you know how many?
20-something.
Exactly. So if somebody had put just half of that away, or a group of people put just half of that away, what happens? We win the league. Especially depending on which matches those goals are scored. Salah's assist against Man City should have been put away. That would have been 3 points. Yeah. Right? Salah's assist against Luton should have been put away. That's another 3 points. No? Salah's assist against Manchester United, 2 of them should have been put away. That's 3 points. How many points are we counting now? I'm not even going to talk about the psychological boost. Oh, I've forgotten the Crystal Palace one. That was the worst, right? So we are talking 8 points there. You see, Liverpool are very, very lucky. They have 2 extraordinary footballers in the team. Maybe now I would say 2.5, because if you add Veg, then you can say 2.5. Yeah, maybe 3. If you say 2 halves are Veg and McAllister. The rest of our players are all ordinary. Because Alisson saves at 15 points, like guaranteed. Yeah. Right? I can count the saves. Crystal Palace, I mean, those strong arm saves, the best save I have seen in the Premier League is the one he made against Almiron at St. James. He doesn't make that save, we go 2-0 down, you know what will happen. I don't know who else makes that save in the league. Tell me any goalkeeper who can make that save. Yeah. Against Crystal Palace, he makes that save. Okay? Alisson extraordinary. Mohamed Salah extraordinary. The rest of the players, 2 halves, Veg, McAllister these days. The rest of our players are ordinary. And imagine if we get to the point where one day our goalkeeper says, I need to go because you people are not pulling up any trees. What happens? We have to start all over again. Exactly. Sorry. We need to start making some hay. Because let me get some water. Yeah, go ahead, get some water. No, go ahead. I'm here. Okay. Yeah, so Gax is saying Francisco Conchecho. Anyone? He has plays on the right. I mean, Gax, I know you and I have said the same thing. The man on the right, it's time for him to go. Nico Williams can play there. Nico can play both sides. He can play left, right. It doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, Conceição. He's also a good player. Sergio Conceição's son. He's a good player. Yeah. And he's also the ceiling kind of player because you get him for a relatively decent price and he's 19. Yeah. But you see, Kwesi, your man is back. So if you have a telex to him, the man said we should be quiet and let believe him. But people in the chat, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Please get the likes up. If every single one of you hit the like button right now,
we will be over what we need. So please get us there.
I agree with you.
And the subs, please.
Pedro Neto, absolutely.
No, that injury, man. That injury worries me. Neto is a beast.
That guy is a Fruit Loop, man. He's a
he's a beast, but that knee.
He's a complete conflict. He cracks like.
And you know what's going to happen? That injury is eventually going to catch up, and his speed is going to slow down. And when he doesn't have his speed anymore, he's done. That's why Gags was saying earlier.
If he cannot. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm going to say that's why Gags was, I think, if I'm not correct, correct me, Gags. He's talking about that, Crava is the better player because he does not need speed. He can beat you regardless of how fast his defender is. So I
think he's number one. There's no doubt. Nobody can dispute that he's number one. If you're looking for somebody on that side of the pitch, there's no dispute he's number one. Yeah.
And right now there's, for Liverpool to, and Slot said he wants more than 83 points. If he wants more than 83 points, there's 3 players that he needs 1 minimum. If he gets 2, then we know he's going to win the league. Nico Williams, Musiala, and Crava. Those 3 players, you need to get at least 1 of them, minimum. Yamela, there's no way Barcelona's going to sell Yamela, so I never bring his name up.
The other thing is that he actually needs protection in front of his back 4. He should get that.
No. We will need a DM. But right now, if they were like, oh, you have a choice of getting 3 players or get 1 player for 100 million, I'm saying go get me Musiala. Go get me Musiala.
Musiala, you have to pay 140 for him, Bob.
What? I don't care. Go get him.
His release clause is 140 million euro.
No, I think he doesn't have a release clause, so they will probably charge.
He does. But you know, he wants to leave.
He wants to leave. That's the thing. He wants to leave. So Liverpool, go test the waters. You get Musiala, and eventually next year you bring like Francisco, like you guys talking about, or you able to pull the miracle and bring Nico to the squad. I'm telling you now, you talking. Because
if he doesn't re-sign next year, they have to sell him.
They have to sell him next year. So either you get him this year or you get him next year. But you need Nico Williams or Musiala or
He wants to move to the Premiership. You see,
he can go. Pep is not going to be at City, so I know for sure he's not going to go at City.
Yes, here's the thing. Liverpool need to bite the bullet and understand this. Where the game has gotten to, if you want to do well, you need a certain kind of player.
And that's what I said. You need. That's what I'm saying. Those 3 players you need. Yes, we could talk about the DM, and I'll tell you this, Uncle. For Liverpool defense to get back to where it was, our attack and midfield has to be solid. Right?
Yeah. If you are
scoring goals,
if you are scoring and you have the ball, your defense doesn't need to do work.
Not to do too much work. Exactly. That's why City is so dominant, because guess what? They score a lot of goals. But big up to Tamizi for being in the building. Big up to everybody who's in the chat and who's watching us, and anybody who's going to watch the show later. Please make sure you comment. I'll respond. All we ask is being respectful. This is a community conversation, so please do so and hit the subs, hit the likes, guys. Hit the likes. Ganga Deeps Gag says, will anybody be surprised if Musiala goes to Madrid with 1 year left? No. If I won't be, but this is the reason why I'm so going for Musiala is this year Madrid do not need him. They don't have space for him. When Modric leaves next year, then they will have space for him, right? Right now, this is the year that Madrid do not have space for Musiala. So this will be the perfect time to go get him. What Madrid is doing is Madrid will have to wait 2 years for them to get him. He doesn't want to be there 2 years. Minimum, he wants to be there 1 year. So this is the reason why I'm saying Liverpool, this is your chance. Go over there, give them the money. If that's the only player you're going to get, that's fine. We got kids who are coming up. we need to see how well Bachatek is going to play, right? So we could say, okay, the defense is set up, the DM is set up because you got Bachatek, you got Endo, you got Curtis, and then you got Trent. If it doesn't work, next year you go for an out-and-out DM and somebody else. But for a player like Musiala, you do not have the opportunity to say, oh, well, that's why the whole Anthony Gordon, yes, Gordon he's a talent. He's a great talent, and I think he has a ceiling. Like I said, he has a ceiling higher than Diaz. But if Liverpool wants to win, and we want to make the job a little bit more easier for Anslot, you need to go for players like Nico Williams, Crava, and then Musiala. Otherwise, you're trying to replicate what we did with Salah, Bobby, and Mane. Those days are over. We can't keep going back and trying to reinvent the wheel because guess what? Everybody's doing that now. Everybody's doing that now. So we have to come up with a new structure where nobody has done like we did with Bobby Mane and Salah. Nobody had that formula yet. Pep will tell you that he couldn't sleep every time he hear those names. So personally, Liverpool, Edwards, my guy, you need to spend the money. I know you have the money. Tamizi is saying, haven't watched games live, but been hearing that Turkey left back is doing a bit. Still thoughts on him. What do you say about that, Uncle Albert?
Who? The Turkish left back?
Yeah.
I don't know him.
Yeah, I haven't watched their game that much.
I haven't watched him. What's his name? I haven't watched Tamizi. Give us his name.
Give us his name.
Here's the thing, right? Mm-hmm. See, there's also another big elephant in the room that we don't talk about.
Yeah.
Musiala is paid £90,000 a week.
He will come to Liverpool because we can pay him 200.
He knows he's worth more than that. That's why he doesn't want to sign.
Mm-hmm.
Because he knows if he comes to a Premier League team, even a moderate Premier League team, he gets at least twice that amount.
Yeah.
There's nothing. But guess what? Mm-hmm. You remember when we signed Mark 10?
Yeah.
You know how much money he was on at Brighton?
Did they say 35 or something?
35.
Yeah.
You know how much we're paying him? 150.
Yeah.
So it will not be uncommon for us to get Musiala and give him 220.
Mm-hmm.
It will not be. It will be the thing to do, and it will not do anything to Liverpool. I mean, we used to pay our resident fruitcake 220, right? Thiago, we used to pay him 220. Actually, we paid him over £10 million a year to do nothing, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So I mean, the money he earns now is the same amount of money this guy was on. Guy who just left, Matip was on.
Matip, yeah.
Can you imagine? So we will pay him much more. So for me, if Liverpool want to get to the certain level of challenging for the Champions League, Liverpool need to pay for players in the order of for me, I'm sticking with my Anthony Gordon. I get a defensive midfielder like Ederson. Or me, I don't like Ugarte because I think he goes to ground too easily. But
I don't know. There's just some Liverpool fans are panicking because
if you're going to get him, fine. I mean,
let him go there. I don't care.
But
Tamizi said
get Ederson. For me, get Ederson. And I think we will get Ederson because the chatter on Ederson has gone quiet. That means he's probably been wrapped up. So we'll see.
Yeah, but no, I mean, the thing is, the deal was done. It's just Newcastle was coming up with some foolishness. That's why it changed.
Get yourself a Mohamed Kudus. Why
do we get Kudus? I'd rather get Kudus than Gordon, honestly. But
I'm talking about the order of players that you need to get.
Yeah.
High ceiling, stroke, high engine, high performance. So get yourself some of those superstars to be in your team. Yeah. Otherwise, you don't compete. I mean, look at the team that Real Madrid are going to put out next season.
Oh, yeah.
You can't beat them. Listen, nobody, mark it anywhere. You can put Real Madrid in next season's Champions League final. Ask me why I'm saying that.
No, they have the squad.
No,
and they are
ask
balanced.
me why I'm saying that.
Right.
Because in any elimination series over 2 matches, you can't beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Your only chance is to get them in the one match, give it your all, and beat them. If you have substandard players, you can't beat them. How are you going to beat them? See what happened. See what happened to Dortmund.
Mm-hmm.
They had all the intent, they had all the promise, they had all but they simply weren't good enough. But even worse was that they didn't have the big game players with the big game mentality who were not afraid to be in the same cage with those guys. That's how you beat Real Madrid. No fear. But there are some players that as soon as they see Mbappe, Bellingham, Vinicius, and Rodrigo lined up, they've lost the match already. You know, many people will tell you, many of the players privately, when they talk to you, they'll tell you, you know what, as soon as the players come on the field and Messi is warming up, we already feel weak knee.
Yeah, they panic,
Yeah. You know, I had one of the guys who played for Cameroon in the 1990 World Cup final.
Yeah.
Came to the place where I was studying in England. He came to visit some Cameroonian friends of his.
Yeah.
So we're having a chat. And he said, when they were playing Cameroon in that match in 1990, when the Argentinians came on the pitch, Maradona has this thing that he does. He comes to test the ball. At that time, remember, they used to put the ball in the center of the pitch whilst they are waiting for the referee. So Maradona came and lifted the ball with his left foot high into the air.
And then when
the ball came, he cradled it with his shoulder. And then he let it run slowly down his back. He said they were standing on the pitch and they wanted to leave. Right? They just wanted to leave and do a gimme because they were so frightened. But of course, as the match started, and they
no, the plan was they got 2 red cards and 4 yellow cards. They were there to finish him.
Yeah. So many players will see some of the players even warming up, and they are weak need.
Yeah.
We need what we want to do. What we want to do is to get players. Yes, there are those players that come out of the academy, the Kwanzas of this world, who has the confidence to become a superstar.
Yeah.
The Bacetiches, who without injury, if we sort out his injury problems, he becomes a superstar. All those guys, they are there. But we absolutely need to buy some headline players, some big.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Headliners.
That's what I've been saying.
Look at what Nico Williams did today. You get Nico Williams, he has no fear.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't intimidate him.
Yeah.
You have to kill him to stop him.
Yep.
That's what I want. I like Anthony Gordon too, because I'm saying that it was a fucking sorry, my French. It was a mistake to get rid of him.
Well, the academy, sometimes they make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, man. I know it's not only with us, because if you want to talk about Chelsea got rid of Musiala, they got rid of KDB, they got rid of Mohamed Salah, the list goes on. They got rid of Maguire. They got rid of Maguire, and then they've gone and bought Fofana for £88 million, and all Fofana does is he breaks up every part of his body when the wind blows. So, but I mean, I wish that for the amount of money these guys are paid, they actually do some work.
Yeah.
Because they got rid of Gordon, and I don't think they gave him much of a chance to succeed. I mean, how long did we keep Ryan Brewster before we finally had to sell him?
We gave him 2 years, right? But he got injured. He got bad injury.
So I'm saying that we need to get some headline guys. Some big boys.
But there's the thing, though. I'm glad you said that. And Tamizi did say that the left back that he was talking about was Ferdi Kadioglu from Fenerbahce.
I've seen him. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's solid. Now I know who you're talking about. He's very solid.
He's a good player.
Now, Rajdi was talking about Ait-Nouri, which transitioned to what I wanted to talk about. The other gentleman that were heavily linked with was Ait-Nouri from Wolves. He's Moroccan, right? Moroccan left back. But before we talk about that, what's his name? Trav Joe said, if Gordon gets in, I think I will be disappointed. I won't say I will be disappointed, Trav, but I kind of know that I think you and I are almost on the same wavelength. on why we think that he's not the guy we should go after. Personally, I think we should spend a lot of money on Musiala or Nico or Crava or who else?
I mean, if you're going to spend 100, listen.
Yeah.
Nico Williams' release clause is 49 million euro, right?
Yeah.
Or 49 million pounds, something.
Yeah.
If you're going to spend 100 million on a player, I mean, spend half of it on Nico Williams already.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But, Newcastle, because they are in trouble, they came with a shady. Liverpool would have bought him if they had done some sensible.
I mean, how can you ask us to give you
Kwanzaa? We're not going to give you Kwanzaa.
Are you mad? Because frankly, I value Kwanzaa. I value Kwanzaa more than I value Gordon.
Yeah.
For very good reason. Because
big up Ali.
Because we need somebody who is going to play in the position Virg plays in the long term. Virgil is not going to be with us in the next 3 years. Okay? Yeah. He is at most he's with us for 3 more years. By the time he's 36, you know our man is going to want him to leave.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So you need a 21-year-old who is a Liverpool lad. That guy is going to be there for almost all his career if we treat him right.
Yeah.
Now, coming to Ait-Nouri.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what my problem is with Ait-Nouri. I love Ait-Nouri.
I like that. He plays well going forward.
I think Ait-Nouri is the best left back in the league.
You sure?
I think, yes. I'll tell you what my problem with him though is. We need to transition away from both our fullbacks bombing forward and the Russian roulette football we play. So if you bring in Ait-Nouri, unless you're going to tell me that you are bringing him as we are playing a three back and you are playing him as a wing back, then I have no problem with you. But if you are bringing him back simply to replace Robbo, and we go back to the days when we, basically you have both Trent. There are many times when both Trent and Robbo have been caught forward.
Yeah.
And we are leaving only 2 central defenders to what do you call it? To defend the 65-yard line, back line in a what do you call it? With a high line. That's serious kamikaze football. Okay? And if you people have all noticed, many of the managers have worked us out. So they either attack Trent's side or they attack Robbo's side when Robbo is not there, and they do the switch. If you guys remember, not last season before, when we were beating 4-1 at Etihad, we went into the first half 1-0 ahead.
Yeah.
And then when they came back, Pep decided to attack Robbo. Right? And he got 2 mistakes out of Robbo. We don't want that kind of, because Robbo was up there attacking when he should be running back to defend when we lost the ball. Liverpool needs to play with, at the very least, 3 centre backs, one of them as one of the full backs.
Yeah.
At the very least. I prefer 4, but because of Trent, that may not be achievable at this time. But the teams that are succeeding, watch, they are playing with 4 centre backs. 4 centre backs, at the very least 3. If you do that, you succeed. Of course, we don't have a fullback in the likes of Danny Carvajal, who is excellent going forward and even better going backwards. Those are rare to find now. Okay? Fine, I get that. But let's not go back to simply replacing Robertson with a like-for-like player. I think we should transition into where the game is going. Get yourself a big topical 6-foot plus center back. Yeah, a left back who can also play as a center back.
Yeah.
So that is where my David Hanchko's and what do you call it? What do you call him? kid was coming, Pasco, and all those guys come into play. You know, for me, I am not. That's why I'm not too enthused about Lenioro, because he's just another centre back, and there's too much ado about him. He may be good, like they say he is, but let's get ourselves a left-sided centre back who can play as a fullback. Very important. Very important.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. That's exactly what I feel. Because Ait-Nouri, there's a couple games where some tricky.
1 minute. I'll be right back.
Okay, the Ait-Nouri situation. There's a couple of times where the pacey or tricky left right winger just blew past him a couple of times, and I was like, I don't want that same thing of he's good going forward, but when it comes to defense, he can't. That's my worry about that. Calafiori is also a center back and a left back, so get a good option, and I also rate him. I think he's probably our priority. Euro is because of his age, and when you get him, his ceiling is extremely high. So that's why a lot of clubs are going after him. They know this kid is going to be something real good. So a lot of Madrid is just doing what Madrid does. Stay there, and then we'll get you for free and pay you a lot of money on wages. But if Liverpool are able to pull Calafiori out of Bologna, that would be a good deal. I think he's a good player, not just a center back, a very good player. We need someone who's confident and ferocious up front. Exactly, Trap. Hence the reason why I need if we talking about spending money, the players that I want to hear is Nico Williams, Musiala, or Kramer. Yeah, if you want to add Gordon to it, fine, add Gordon to it. More players, hey, that's good. But right now, we can't do that. We about to make you the superstar. No. We need you to be there, and then we make you into a Galactico. That's what Liverpool needs to be on. I understand Edward has a style of doing things, but he also needs to understand that the equation that he came up with, a lot of teams have copied it. A lot of teams have spent a lot of money, and they're doing the same thing now. We can keep doing the same thing right now.
Especially Arsenal.
Especially Arsenal. Arsenal has copied us from day one till now. So I think that we need to focus on creating a whole new model that people will have to catch up to us. By the time they catch up to us, we move on to something else. And right now, yes, I'm not those people who say spend the money. But at least in Liverpool, we know when we need to, we will spend the money. But right now, moving forward, I want us to be talking about, Nico Williams. I see it on Twitter right now. Everybody's talking about Nico Williams should come to Liverpool. That is the player that Liverpool should get. And maybe that's what we need to do as a fan base, so that the club can hear us. We all have to move in unison where we let the club know Klopp has done his job. Those days are over. Right now, let's do something else, something that nobody else have done. Even Real Madrid is doing that. So they are not even going after Galacticos. They're getting the player that is there and then turn them into Galacticos.
They are doing young players with high ceilings.
Exactly.
What are we missing?
Exactly. Really, and that's what we need to do. We can't do the one that we get him and then we could make more money later. No, those things are done. You do that with your academy. That's why we spend 50 or some million building a whole new academy. Now make money off the academy kids. If somebody's good enough, then bring him into the first team. And especially moving forward, they're going to be doing that, multi-club system, which should mean that you could buy expensive players and not worry about resale value, unless the player wants to go and somebody's going to pay a ridiculous amount of money.
I mean, imagine hypothetically, Liverpool broke the bank and bought Nico Williams and Mohamed Kudus. They have Ederson and David Hanchko or Pashko or the Ecuadorian guy,
Hincapie.
Yeah, they have those players. That puts you straight in the Champions League final. Those players, they win you the league, they put you in the Champions League final. If we had even one or two of those players, who would have won the league.
Yeah.
The four of them put you straight in the Champions League final. Because one of the things that we didn't have last season was proper protection in front of the back four. The player who played most for us as our DM was the player who was dribbled past the most in the league. That's an embarrassing statistic. And I honestly think it was a big mistake for Klopp to do that. You know, some of my problems with Klopp was that I think he probably sat, and nobody should get this wrong. He probably sat around the bong every night and woke up in the morning and saw a vision. I can't understand how he wasted Cody Gakpo for 1.5 years and then came to tell us that I wasted his time for 1.5 years. He said it himself. I didn't say
exactly.
It. Right?
Like that, I don't want to say anything because he's gone, but those were the things that he does where he does it and he feels like, oh well, I did it, sorry, and then he kept on moving. He did the same thing with Fabinho. He did the same thing with Fabinho. He said,
you know why?
When Fabinho first got there, he put him up as a number 8, and Fabinho could not run up and down like that. And then he put him as a 6 against PSG, and then he's like, oops, my bad. We were like, bro, you the managers. What do you mean, my bad?
I tell you what, you know why those things happen, right? Because for the last 2 years of Klopp's existence as Liverpool manager,
nobody challenged him.
It was Pep Linders who was coaching the team. Right?
Well, so they all were trying to make each other happy. I mean, let's be honest.
So Pep will go to him and say this, then let's do this bloody stupid experiment, and he did it. Remember, you had a quarrel with me when I told you that every time Liverpool are playing, there are about 5 experiments, and you asked me to name the experiments. Remember that you had a fight with me about it, but that's what was going on. Look, we had a problem with DM position. Okay, you had decided to go in for Andre Trinidad.
Yeah.
And the kid said, I need to play Copa Libertadores. If you understand a Brazilian who tells you I need to play Copa Libertadores, for them it's cultural. Fluminense have never won the Copa Libertadores. We are on the verge of winning it. Let me play it, my team. After that, in January, come and get me. Klopp gets upset. Liverpool want you, say you didn't come, so we won't get you. Okay, so let's go and buy Endo. The truth be told, for all the virtues that we want to heap on Endo, he is only but a stopgap. So you get Endo and the main man, right? Andre Trinidad has such a high ceiling. He's a 22-year-old kid. He's broken into the Brazilian team. He plays for Fluminense. He comes very well recommended, yada, yada, yada. Get him. At the price that we were going to get him for, at most, he's a Moneyball signing. At most, he's a Moneyball signing. What was the problem? You wouldn't have to pay him even more than £40,000 to get that kid. Because if you look at the wages he's on right now at Fluminense, he doesn't even make £10,000 a week. So everything pointed in the end. Klopp gets upset and like, no, we're not getting him. So okay, so let me go and get Endo. And you expected to win a trophy, the league title with Endo. You expected to win the Europa Cup with league with, and you see another thing was the complacency. We were so complacent. I mean, Liverpool Football Club and our supporters were actually fighting UEFA over ticket allocation in the final when we hadn't gotten there. You remember that? Liverpool were complaining that who told you were going to win? All the other guys were donkeys until we were frapped at Liverpool 3-0, and then we saw the light. We are the only team in this world that Skamaka has scored twice against. Go and check his record of playing football. He's never scored twice against anything. See how useless he was in the Euros, and he scored twice against us. And it's all because of complacency. It was because of a series of dumb things that we used to do. And when you talk about Klopp, people don't want you to talk about him.
Yeah.
But now we are seeing some of the things that happen.
Yeah. But anyway,
how dare you talk about my manager? Hey, he's my manager too. He's my manager too.
Saint Klopp.
How many of you have paid the thousands of dollars that some of us paid to go and watch the Paris match? When we were embarrassed. You know, before the match, you remember that during the warm-up, Thiago pulled up, right? And Klopp insisted on using him instead of using Keita.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Yeah. But this is what I was going to say. The funny thing is, with the deadline coming up for these clubs, I see that Chelsea is selling a lot of their players right now. We're not going to focus on that today, but please join us tomorrow. We're going to be on what Mandem are saying. We're going to discuss all those transfers that are possibly coming up.
You will know by tomorrow. You will know whether we've gotten Gordon.
Yeah, so we're going to be
get him by tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it tomorrow. We talk about all the transfers, everybody, not just Liverpool. But please share. Please subscribe. Please, we try to get to 280, so help us get to 280 today. Because everybody's on right now who hasn't subscribed. If you hit the subscribe button, you'll get us to 280 today. Thank you so much for rocking with myself, K-Mac, and of course, Uncle Albert. And of course, don't forget the likes. Get us to the likes. Like everybody right now, will get us over to the 21. The 21 is for my kids. So me and my kids today, we want to go eat good. It is hot in California today. Big up to Richard Hudson. Big up yourself. Thank you so much for being with us today. He's a Kwesi Bolt and guest. How are you doing? We're doing well. I hope you also doing well. You and your family are doing well. Health is more important than everything. Liverpool demands every season to win EPL, UCL, FA, EFL with onslaught and boards. FSG needs to have big ambition for the LFC club. Many thanks. No, nothing you said is wrong. Nothing you said is wrong. Personally, I go into every season, especially since Klopp was there, because I consider Klopp one of the best managers out there, to win every trophy that we compete in. Now, why don't we win those trophies? There's context to that. And I think it's fair that some people can intelligently articulate why we didn't win. Like this season, we should have won the FA Cup. We should have won it. We went to Manchester United and then we fluffed the lines again, right? The league, we were right there with Arsenal and City, and then we capitulated. Europa, let me say something. Let me finish with this real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, with the Europa situation, the same thing, like I think Uncle Albert said it earlier. We did not take it too seriously when we needed to, and we saw what happened. And the team that beat us also won that cup. So the old manager's gone. He was there for a long time and he did a lot of good work. But there was also a lot of, I felt like there's a lot of overlooking things, not taking certain things too seriously. We were not taking things seriously. That's what I need to say. Certain situations we were not taking it seriously. Like I'm saying, like the manager saying, I basically wasted Cody Gakpo's 18 months of his career because I played him in positions that I knew he wasn't supposed to play there because he were trying to create something that it wasn't there. See, situations like that, that's us not taking certain things seriously. You know the kid, you scouted the kid, you know where he's good at, so play him where he's good at. If he doesn't fit our model, then don't go get him, go get somebody else, right? So now with the new structure and the new manager or the new head coach, I don't want to see what Liverpool did under Klopp. We need to move forward. We need to get players who are going to take us to the next level. When Klopp came in, we were in a whole different place. Now we are in a higher place. We can't do that same thing of, let's go get Mane or Salah because, the data say this, and then it works. What happens if it doesn't work? You set yourself back. It doesn't mean that I don't trust Edwards, because I've been campaigning for Edwards to come back. But what I'm saying is, we have players like Musiala, we have players like Nico Williams. Shoot, we have players like his teammate Yamela, and we have players like Carver. Those are the players that Liverpool needs to go hard on. If you go in and the player say, I want to go someplace else, that's a whole different ballgame. But we have to make those efforts. We have to make those efforts. And I'm pretty sure that's where Liverpool is going to be going. But if we don't, I have questions. I have questions. But your question and what you said is definitely correct. Now the ball is in Edwards' court because he represents FSG. He needs to make sure that his team, which is Richard Hughes and everything under him, needs to go get the right people. Otherwise, I don't want to hear excuses of, oh, trust the process. Liverpool, before Klopp left, he created a process and he left it at a better place than he found it. So, Mr. Slot and Richard Hughes, we need you to take that mantle because Slot already said 83 should be the bare minimum.
So, Kwesi, let me say something. For those of us who want to remember the history, recent history, I'm not going to do Uncle Albert's 1986 history, right? I'm not doing that. Why did we buy Salah Mane? Why did we buy them?
Why we buy who?
Salah and Mane. Why did we buy them?
Because that was the new the players that the data said that they were good, which
not
the
only
data
that,
was correct.
We bought them as a response to something.
Yeah, because we were going to create something. We saw something that nobody has seen at the time.
We bought them as a response to the hegemony that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Why did we buy Alisson and Veg?
They were the end of the part. What do you call it? The last two of the puzzle.
We knew Alisson and Veg. Don't forget, Alisson came in after that debacle with Lois Karius. We also knew we needed a stand-up central defender if we were going to compete in Europe.
Yeah.
Right? So the history sits there. Why did we buy Fabinho? That one everybody knows. We bought Fabinho immediately after we lost the Champions League final. Right? It was a response that we knew we needed to get to where we. So the history of having to augment by dipping into your pocket, it sits there. And Liverpool haven't, when you say it, they'll come and tell you, oh, but Liverpool is a sell to buy club. They only buy after this. I hear that all the time. And I'm asking, so the recent 150 million that we spent buying 4 midfielders, what
do we sell? Yeah.
Right? The pence and pennies that we got for Henderson and Fabinho? No. Thing is, look here. We must go into the market and buy. I literally wake up every morning expecting to see my Twitter feed buzzing with somebody we've bought. I don't see anything. You know, I'm half expecting the Gordon thing to come alive by tomorrow morning. If it doesn't, it means we're not getting. I mean, if it doesn't, forget it. We're not getting. But Liverpool needs to. I am at least happy that the ambition, at least the ambition, was to get a Gordon-like player, because I hate to bang it like an Tumpine drum, right? Diaz ain't taking us nowhere. Luis Diaz, he ain't taking us shit. Personally, if you ask me, I would have sold Nunes too. But you and I both know that that's not possible.
No.
Okay. That if I would radically have sold both of them and just let them go. Because I think that Liverpool is better even going with Jadon Dance. He shows all the instincts of becoming an excellent striker.
Yeah.
And it's not like we haven't done it before. Where did Robbie Fowler come from? Where did Michael Owen come from? Michael Owen came out of nowhere. 16-year-old kid. We plugged him into the first team because he could. And if you remember, at the time, Michael Owen was not your archetypal center forward. Michael Owen is 5'6". How does he become your center forward? Somebody just had faith in him, throw him in there, and let him play. And that's it. right? I even have this thing. Just me, my instincts. I think we bring Fabio Carvalho back into the club and something changes. Because he's a good player. He just didn't get on with Klopp. And like you have said, let's move away from the Klopp era. But in listening to our new manager's interview, I picked up two standout things. All the things that he said, I listened, and for me, it was just same old, same old. He said two things. He needs to get more than 82 points, and he needs to challenge Arsenal and Manchester City. If that is the man's ambition, then don't be surprised that they are going for players like Anthony Gordon, because they've probably had the conversation that, look here, there are certain players in this team who shouldn't be in this team.
Yeah.
Okay? Another player they should sell is Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones is somebody who should be sold.
Frankly, like I said, the people that got to leave are important as the people who are coming in. Some of our favorite players are going to leave.
I tell you what is more important. Because of influence, right? Influence and their attitude towards the people who will come in, then they also need to go.
Yeah.
For me, right? For me, if you ask me, I don't even know what Gravenberch is doing in Liverpool. But
you will see.
They say he has a high ceiling. I'll let it go. But I don't think that Curtis Jones will succeed as a Liverpool player.
No, I think he and Maka are gonna be the two number 8 if we go 2 pivots.
You see,
we need an out and out DM, right? If you get an out and out DM, you need somebody, because this is the thing, and I like, before we get it out, I want us to have that conversation for the last part of the show, because I'm gonna make a lot of people mad. Yeah, Trabjo, you are correct. Rotating players between different tournaments, it's a must. Otherwise, injuries again. We're gonna be playing a lot of games, just like Richard put it in there. We have Champions League. We got all these games. We need players that can rotate around.
The League Cup gotta be scrapped.
Yeah. Ale says, I'm sick of hearing that this player or that player is with our sweet spot, the only sweet spot. No, I'm done with those. Those are done. I don't want to see it anymore. And that's where I'm going to go with this conversation. We're talking about Curtis Jones and all that. We said, I still think we will dedicate our main players to the UCL. And yeah, I understand the EPL and the Premier should be the priority. And then after that, let the kids play the other ones as much as they can. Let's talk about Trent for a couple of minutes so we could get out of here. People, I'm not going to change. He is not a midfielder. He is a right back. And this is what, and big up to Tasfair for being in the building. Nan, honestly, was playing really well at the start of the season. Yeah, that's true. Curtis, that's what I'm saying. Curtis and McAllister are going to be integral for this guy because of they are the two most press resistant players we have. Okay,
so before we go there, let me ask Tasfair a question. Maybe you can respond in the chat. In which season haven't you seen Jota and Jones play very well and then get injured?
Every season they get injured.
Maybe one season.
Right? But like I was saying, this thing of we Liverpool fans plus the former manager have enabled Trent for him to fall off the world-class level that he was. If somebody disagrees with me, you don't watch football. The last 2 years, Liverpool fans and the manager, we have enabled, Uncle Albert, he answered you, we have enabled Trent for him to fall off the what we call the world-class level that he was. Now he's not world-class anymore. He has the world-class talent, but he's not playing as a world-class player. He hasn't played like that since the quad season. Right?
Because Pep Linders has allowed Trent to decide where he wants to play on the pitch.
That's not Trent. That is not Pep. That is Klopp's fault. He is the manager. Uncle Albert, real quick, let me ask you this. when Southgate first played Trent as a midfielder, and he did very well, I think against Malta or Gibraltar or one of those countries. What was Klopp's first initial comment when everybody was like, "Oh, did you see how great he played?" and everybody was praising? What did Klopp say? Why did you put? He said, "Why are you putting a world class?" Exactly. Why did you put a world class right back into midfield? That does not make sense. So why did Klopp allow Pep Linders to come up with a system where we enable Trent to go through the middle?
So he bears ultimate responsibility. I accept your premise. But I'm saying that we have heard from Pep Linders that glibly tell us how he invented that stupid role that he plays. Right? My thing is this. If you're going to do that within a context for which Trent also develops the faulty side of his game, which is not be good enough going backwards.
Yeah.
Because I have said this and I say it often enough. The Trent can't defend mantra is a foolish mantra.
It's a myth.
That mantra should be Trent won't defend. Because Trent locked up Mitoma.
Trent locked up Ronaldo. Trent locked up Messi and what's the name? Coutinho, not Messi. He locked up Coutinho and Suarez.
Heung-min twice. I'm even talking about just last season. He locked out Son Heung-min twice last season. And nobody can give me the goods on Son Heung-min.
Yeah.
So the problem with Trent is Trent has envisioned himself as an Andrea Pirlo figure who sits at the base of a diamond and simply just sprays balls around. Well, being a defensive midfielder is not just spraying balls around. Go and ask Rodri.
That's why they think.
Hard tackles.
Uncle, listen. Everybody, and I've seen some of my good friends who are content creators. Every time he creates chances. He create what? I'm like, the England first game, he didn't create an out and out open chance. It was he passed the ball right in the middle in front of the 18 box and people flopped the line. That is not creating a great chance, right? We've seen Trent create better chances coming through the right side of the field and whip the ball across the goal. That is a better chance than what he did for England. Now, people need to stop just because he can pass, which as a midfielder should be your main bread and butter, does not mean he's a midfielder. I'm going to give you, and people in the chat, I'm going to give you a few players, right? Let me know which one Trent is better than and who Trent plays like. Okay, so we got Toni Kroos, right? We got Modric. We got Camavinga, Tchouaméni. Camavinga, Tchouaméni, right? And then I'm gonna put Musiala, and then I'm gonna put Thiago Alcantara. Which one of them that Trent plays like, or even KDB? Trent is a dead ball great passer. When he's in the middle and you don't press him, he will find a good pass. And most of his passes are diagonal, right? That does not make him this great midfielder that everybody plays. As a midfielder, you have to be everywhere. You can't choose when you're going to defend. Klopp is not there anymore to tell you that, oh, okay, you don't have to come back on this one. Let Henderson take care of this side. You see what I mean?
You know, Slot simply needs to sit the guy down and tell him, dude, you're going to play fullback.
Thank you, Fuzzy. Big up to Fuzzy, man. Thank you so much for being in the chat. People, check out Fuzzy. Check Fuzzy. Go check Fuzzy, man. Another hard-working man in the game, man. Go to his channel and subscribe, man. If you haven't, Fuzzy, put that channel in the chat. But just like Fuzzy saying, and then Uncle, you could jump in on that. No Diddy. They're looking for Stevie G, lads. That's the selfish side of our family. Exactly. Everybody thinking that he is the next Stephen G.
Listen,
he's not.
Throughout football, there's never been another Pele. There's never been another Hento. There's never been another Di Stefano. There's never been another John Barnes. Never been another Ian Rush. You've never seen a Liverpool striker score 384 goals in 683 matches. And you will never see it again. right? So get with the program.
Yeah.
Deal with what you have. You
Exactly.
get what you have, not what you want.
Yeah.
Okay? So we have Trent. Trent is an excellent footballer. Trent has all the
Extremely.
basics.
Yep.
Trent has all the basics. The problem with Trent is that during his development phase, we have not told him that, dude, this is what you are, because you are becoming a jack of a few trades and really a master of none.
Yeah.
The problem that the reason why Trent doesn't get into the England team, because Trent has not done what he should do, which is challenge Walker for the spot or time him out. Walker is 35. Sooner or later, he's going to go. Then it's your turn. But Trent, he should be in the game, and Trent should be. Like today, for example, I was challenging some people on Twitter saying they don't understand why Trent wasn't put in the game. I'm like, they won. Right? So the substitutes who came in did their job. And the one who did the job was Ivan Toney. Why aren't you talking about that? That tremendous block he threw on Skriniar, which allowed Jude Bellingham to get that scissor kick going. If he didn't throw that block on Skriniar, Jude Bellingham wouldn't have gotten to the ball. Or he would have been booted from here to high heaven when he attempted that thing. So let's be factual and fair to the facts. Liverpool supporters get up and tell you Trent is the best right back in the world. Please, you have seen Carvajal. How can you tell me that?
Exactly. You guys say he wants to go to Madrid. Now, let's
going to remove Carvajal.
let's answer John Simbada's question. John, big up yourself, man. Thank you so much. Always supporting us. We appreciate you so much. So, slot fullbacks invert into midfield. Correct. But you know what they don't do? They don't bump forward. What they do is, if he plays 4-2-3-1, that's why a lot of people like Uncle Albert are saying we need at least 3 center backs playing the back 4, because when they move forward, they go back 3. So the left back or the right back becomes a center back, right? So we have 3 center backs. Now, whoever is inverting, which usually he uses his right back to invert, they don't invert taking the ball all the way forward. No, what they do is they come in and they become the third midfielder. So now you have 3 center backs, 3 pivot midfielders, and then the rest of the attack. That's what they do. They don't do what Klopp was doing with Trent, where he gets the ball and then literally he becomes the creator through the midfield, while you have Szoboszlai and McAllister sitting in the back just waiting, watching Trent trying to give a long ball. How many long passes did he try to give that didn't work? So, yes, he does on slot do some variation of the inversion role, but his inversion is you, the right back or the left back, you come in and you support the 2 pivots, because one of the pivots, it's a creator, i.e. Maka. Maka will probably move up a little bit, so he becomes like a false number 10. And then number 10 push up. So now you got 2 attackers up top. And then you have your fullbacks, not your fullbacks, your wings all the way up top. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 players attacking at all costs, with one of the pivot midfielders being the controller or whatever you want to call it. His one is he doesn't let their right back controlling the ball all the way through the middle. It's not going to be like that. So I hope I made sense, because I'm babbling all over the place. Uncle, if I'm wrong, let me know.
You're right. But let me just let John in on something. John, when you go to the stadium to watch a game, there are things you see that you don't see on TV. And I'll tell you one of the most profound things you see when you are at the field that you don't see. The coaches call the plays, even when the game is still live, right? So you will realize that Klopp, for example, instructs Cody Gakpo more than anybody else. I don't know what the fear Klopp has of the Cody Gakpo. So he's always talking to Gakpo if Gakpo is on the pitch. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is that Slot, when he plays his thing. Slot plays with 4 center backs, right? So depending on which side of the pitch the ball is, if they are going forward, whichever side of the pitch it is, the person who is inverting is on that side. That's the difference between what Liverpool do and what essentially Feyenoord were doing. So he has, what's that guy's name? Gertrudia, Hartmann, David Hansko, and there's another guy, I've forgotten. All of them are essentially centre backs. So what happens is, depending on which quadrant the ball is going forward, that left back or right back inverts. In our case, it's just Trent inverting all the time. Then we have the added conundrum of we have a left full back who goes forward and doesn't come back. So essentially, when we are caught in defensive transition, add the fact that McAllister, if he's the DM, gets dispossessed a lot. So you are simply exposing essentially your 2 center backs to a counter-attack. That's what happens all the time. That's why Liverpool concede all kinds of goals that you don't want us to concede. That's the reason why Liverpool have conceded first in the last 2 seasons. We've conceded first 23 times out of the 54 matches we played. 23 times. It's a pattern. It's not happenstance. Right? That's the statistic. That's a pattern. What you need to do to stop that is, if you have at least 3 center backs defending that 65 to 68 yard line that constitutes the high or mid block that you play, then they simply statistically or using, if you are a betting man, then they have a better chance of stopping a counter attack. It's the reason why Konate gets injured all the time. It's the reason why Konate takes foolish cards when he shouldn't be taking cards, because Trent is supposed to be on that side and Trent simply doesn't do enough going backwards. Go back and watch the goals we conceded against Everton. Both goals. And then you will understand what some of us are saying. You need to have, watch the game England playing against is it Slovakia? Yes, Slovakia today. They played with 4 center backs. Notice that their defenders didn't miss a single header. The English players didn't get a single header. England were very lucky. Right? Those guys fell asleep 1 second. And when you have a player like Bellingham, he'll kill you if you fall asleep. Football is now 90 minutes plus extra time. If you fall asleep 1 second, they kill you. That's exactly what happened. So for me, if I was awarding on stylistic points this match, I would have awarded it to Slovakia, right? Because it was essentially a draw at the end of 90 minutes. What we're saying is Klopp's system has been found out.
It did.
The gegenpress, Russian roulette football, where you make sure that you blast your opponents into submission before the end of the first half, has been found out.
Let me jump on. Let me get on this comments real quick. Like Tafsir says, Bradley starts at right back. He took on the role really well when Trent got injured. Bradley could defend and go for it. Yeah, he is, and he has a lot to learn. So hopefully because there was a couple games where you'd be like, Bradley, you made the run forward, crossed the ball, and then he touched the ball again and then messed up the attack at the time. But that is part of the growing pains. He will learn. The more he plays, the more he gets better.
I think Kwesi and I were the only people who asked that question, that is Trent not going to have a problem getting back into the team, and we got fried. Then
when he came back, he didn't play too well. He didn't play well. I'm sorry. I was saying Trent should come back, but
the kids took us to the top of the table. When the main character syndrome guys came, they came and put us where we belong. When Trent and Salah were not in the team, everybody was playing well. When Trent and Salah came back, we had a problem.
Colin Dykes, big up yourself, man. He said, I think basically for time, Linders has been managing the team, Klopp's been the spot. I agree with that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of the things that has cost us in the past few seasons.
Yeah.
And for me, this dumb idea of putting Trent as an inverted fullback, and basically what we did was try to find a middle way for the guy's aspirations.
Just to try. That's what I was saying. I don't know if you heard me. I said if that's what they did, because he was complaining. He complained, I want to play midfield. They saw what Pep did with Stones, and they were like, you know what, Eureka, we got something for you. Let's try this. And it worked for a while. And I remember telling my man, my bro, Ents, I said, the game that we played against Aston Villa, that's, the season that we had the bad season, but we had a good run. But Aston Villa at Anfield, we drew. I think it was 3-3 or something. I was there. I said, and that game, I told Ents, I said, my guy, we've been found out. This inverted thing is not working. And he's like, yeah, but this is just a one sample size, so we can't. And then the next season, it became a problem.
Because you know what Aston Villa, what Unai Emery did was he simply put Jacob Ramsey on Trent.
Yeah, exactly.
And he knew that when Trent vacates the position, there'll be a void there. Same thing Arteta does to us with the Brazilian kid. What's his name?
Martinelli.
Mm-hmm. Martinelli is not an extraordinary footballer. Mm-hmm. But every time they play Liverpool, he has a field day. Why? Because he's told, get into that place that Trent vacates. And he tells everybody else, find Martinelli when you get the ball. Mm-hmm. That's what happens. Or as soon as Robbo leaves that place, Saka take advantage of it. So these things are not rocket science. The thing is, look, Trent and Klopp and Linders are gone. Yeah. They had something that worked for a time, but like us in everything with life itself is even transitory.
Yeah, okay? you have to evolve.
Football club was founded in 1872.
Yeah.
Right? At a point in time, different points in time, different people have managed the team with different philosophies. Slot has come, and even though if I were advising Slot, I would not tell him to completely shun what Klopp was doing, because look, one of the biggest things that Klopp has done for us that people are not talking about is the infrastructure outlay.
No, that one he did, especially the training center.
Most of us, some of us, and some of you may be in the chat who have been going to Liverpool for as long as some of us have, and even as lately as between 2010 and 2014, Liverpool was shit.
Yeah.
Okay, there was asbestos roofing on top of some of the stands, and indeed at one point the council had to get in and demand that Liverpool changes their roofing, otherwise we're going to close down the stadium. Yeah. So we've been to some really shitty places, and Klopp came in. Look, the AXA Center, for me, one fine day, maybe we should call it Klopp AXA Center.
I've been saying that. I know you heard me say that.
That was his design.
That was his design. He forced it. He pushed. Yeah, he pushed it for them to build it. They were going to wait till the Anfield development started.
We've done two wonderful stands. The Anfield Road stand is a super stand. I mean, it was designed, and I mean, as an engineer, I marvel at how they were able to design that stand with a gradient that wasn't too steep. Okay, so when you are sitting anywhere on the pitch or at that stand, you actually see the pitch without necessarily having your face inside the goalpost. It's a fantastic design. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thing though is that we need to move beyond the football.
Yeah.
Because
now, let me say what Tamizi said. He said on TAA, don't think Madrid moves happen. In fact, with Hakimi, contract expired. Yep. Hakimi is also on his way to Madrid. People forget that. More chance to return to Madrid. Exactly. Hakimi is going to go to Madrid. He's going to be their right back when Carvajal retires, because Carvajal is about to retire the next year or two. So Hakimi is coming in. If Trent doesn't want to play right back, right now, Trent is not better than Hakimi. Let's be honest. What's the name? Yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes I also think it's the agents who talk a lot to try to get their players' contracts. Trent's brother is his agent. I mean, all those.
But this thing has nothing to do with Trent's brother or anything. I understand. I mean, you mean for transfers, right?
Yeah.
But the way that Trent form has dipped, that one I blame Trent, I blame Klopp and his managers, and I blame LFC fans for making him think that he's actually a midfielder because he passed the ball like KDB. No. Now, exactly what Fozzie is saying. He's worried about Trent because he's playing terrible with the English team, right? If he's a world-class player, he needs to figure it out. Ali also saying exactly how I'm feeling right now. Trent not getting to the England team is more on the incompetence of Southgate and nothing else. You are 50% correct. At the same time, you have to blame the player. He's the one who said, I want to play midfield, right? Right now, I think it was K-Mark or Uncle, but you said it. Kyle Walker is not supposed to play right back. He's supposed to be one of the center backs. That position, that right back position, is there for Trent. James got injured. There was no way James was going to be over Trent. Trent, that position is yours. You are known as a world-class player because of you were a right back, not just because you were a midfielder. So right now, this is the reason why I'm saying I'm blaming on the player, because if you eat certain food and it doesn't do well with your stomach, you don't go back and eat it again and say so that I get used to it. You see what I mean? It doesn't matter if Kwesi cooked it or Uncle Albert cooked it. That food is not good for you.
Yeah, it's like eating beans without Beano.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter who cooked it. You may one day you might be okay, but eventually, guess what? You're going straight to the WC and take your business for about 10 hours. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to go too much on it. I'm sure some people are going to disagree with me. Some people are going to agree with me.
You turn yourself into a utility factory.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, Trent is not a midfielder. This thing of I've said this, I've never seen Trent playing midfield where I'm like, wow, he played. Did he do good things when he went to the middle? Yes.
All of Trent's best stats
are on the right
back.
And that's not even inverted. Not even talking about inverted right back. I'm talking about him on the right bombing.
Either underlapping the forwards or overlapping.
That's what I'm saying.
Remember against Arsenal at Anfield, one of Trent's best matches ever, where he took this guy, the Ukrainian guy, to the cleaners, right, and created that equalizer.
Again, against Manchester City, what did he do? He was a right back. He was a right back, and he underlapped the strikers and scored that goal.
Yes. Overlap, provide crosses. I mean, the blueprint is sitting there for him. For those of you who are old enough to remember, there was a certain German football right back called Manfred Karls.
Yeah.
Trent is just like Manfred Karls. Great going forward. But what happened, you see, another unspoken thing about the Trent saga is that we've destroyed other players because of Trent. Look at what has happened to Szoboszlai. Look at what has happened to Szoboszlai. Look at what happened to Fabinho and Henderson. Do any of you guys remember when Henderson actually was an offensive threat? You guys remember? I bet you don't. But at a point in time in his career, Henderson was actually an offensive threat until he started having to cover for Trent. We've done the same thing to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai, the fittest player coming into last season, we've managed to turn him into a conflict. Look at how he played. Look at how he played in the Euros. He was the passenger. Dude is tired. So look, let's do this. You remember when CVG, the great CVG, wanted to play a different role?
Yeah.
What did Benitez tell him?
Nope.
He said, dude, where I want you to place where you're gonna play.
Yeah.
You don't tell me where you want to play. Stevie G had to accept
And that's the greatest midfielder we have ever seen. And he's
exactly.
still told him,
if
like,
he's
no.
not the greatest, if he's not the greatest midfielder in the era of the Premier League, I don't know who he is. But yeah. And let's not forget he played that position. What? Stevie G played that position.
Multiple positions. He played center back, he played right back, played midfield, played number 10, played left wing, played right. Man, that guy was everywhere. By the end of the day,
let's tell Trent that, boy, you are a midfielder. Sorry, you are a right fullback. And a right fullback is what you're going to be. If you don't want to be a right fullback, let's sell your ass.
Yeah, At this time, we can't have one player decide, because he's no. Bro, he's not playing at a high level anymore. And like the fact that he's sitting in England, in the national team, mad, like he doesn't care, tells you a lot. And that's exactly what my boy Fuzzy saying. He's arrogant and he thinks that he should do whatever he wants. And it's our fault as the Liverpool fans. We have enabled him, we spoiled him, and he's getting away with it
with Edwards, you know.
I hope not. I hope not. You know, whether he signed the contract or not, go find somebody else. He should know better. Coutinho, anybody. But anyway, people, thank you so much for coming through. We appreciate every single one of you guys, man. Wow. You guys are awesome. Please get the likes up. Please, let's get the likes up. Please help me out. Get me to 280. We appreciate every single one of you guys coming in and rocking with me, Uncle Albert, and of course, K-Mac, who was here earlier. Big up yourself. Go to K-Mac's channel and, subscribe. Fuzzy is in the building. Please go to his channel and do the same thing. Another hard-working people in the business. I don't follow a lot of content creators, but those who I tell you to go check out, I promise you might not agree with them, but they're gonna stand on their business. Okay, we're not here to just tell you what you want to hear. It's all opinion based. We all talk about it's a community, Liverpool community. So we need to support each other. So I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. We talked a lot. Please, people who gonna watch it later, please go to, put your disagreement in the comments. If you just be respectful. That's all we care about. Tomorrow I'll be here with what man them saying. There's a lot of rumors going around. It's flying up. Now that the teams are losing, I'm pretty sure Kava is going to be, real quick, Kava is going to be one of the people. And then Calafiori is going to be one of the people that's going to come up. What you saying, Uncle?
By tomorrow morning, Anthony Gordon will be a Liverpool player.
Give me Nico Williams or Musiala. Then you could get your Anthony Gordon. Other than that, I don't want to hear nothing else.
In life, you make do with what you can get, not what you want. I some time ago, I wanted to marry Serena Williams, but I had to leave my wife first, and then I have to go find Serena Williams. You know that.
Me and Serena, we had something going on, but then she went and hooked up with some French
yeah. She sacked your ass and came for me. Yeah, right.
Yo, big up to Mandem, man. Tomorrow, please come check us out. We will be back and talk everything, transfers, every team, everything
tomorrow
that's going
morning,
on.
Guys, say your prayers, eat your vitamins. Anthony Gordon comes back where he belongs.
Give me Nico Williams.
Baby. Somebody stole my baby. We are going back for Anthony, man. I love you, Anthony. I love you. Come back home. Come back home, boy.
Crazy Ball, Uncle Albert. Yes.